Hi everybody. Today will be a math live teaching by me and teacher Graham. So today we'll be going through some PSLE questions, but of course, some of the questions are the P5 should be able to do some of the questions. All right. So a mixture of P5 and P6 questions.
Yes, so at BlueTree, we want to introduce this solve technique, which is SOLVE, all right, which stands for S is search for clues, all right, because ultimately we want the students to be able to solve the mystery of the questions, all right, so S search for clues. So you usually read the question and it can be quite lengthy, which has quite a lot of words, right? So you want to digest the question part by part to understand them. So they may say something like, oh, A and B together has 4 units. All right, so which is why you can draw a model and you can express it like this. So drawing the evidence or the linking up the information. So the 4 units has a total value of, let's say, $20. Okay, so you can link up the information and write 4 units equals to or represents $20. Then you can locate the key, which is to find the 1 unit, which is what often students need to do before they actually solve the question. So finding 1 unit, which will be simple working of 20 divided by 4, and you get $5. Then ultimately the question may ask, they may be asked differently, like, oh, they can ask what's the total amount, or if that's given, then they may ask for what's the difference, okay, or what's the final amount that B has, or what's the final amount that A has, and you multiply accordingly. If it's the final amount of A, then it's just the 1 unit itself. If it's finding for B, then it'll be times 3. And if it's different, it's just times 2. We also teach them the tic-tac-toe table, okay, which is good to organize your clues, especially when you're dealing with fractions, ratio, percentage. Okay, and in ratio we have all the different various concepts like total stays the same, constant total, or constant difference, like difference stays the same. So all these are very good methods to keep the clues organized. So that will help students to prevent them from going back to the question and then getting the wrong values and then end up with the wrong answer. All right, so under heuristics, we also have equal beginning, equal change, equal end. Yeah. All right, so this will give you a more breakdown of the primary 4 concepts, primary 5 concepts, and primary 6 concepts, which will be touching a lot on algebra and also ratio concepts, mainly fractions, ratio, percentage. Okay, and you can see the breakdown analysis of individual years of PSLE, right? So generally, the focus will be around 60 percentile on your whole numbers, measurements, ratio, and percentage. So all these will make up the bulk of the paper. So would be good if students are able to master these 3 components, mainly your fractions, ratio, and percentage. They should be able to at least get a decent score. All right, of course, if you want to work towards a higher score, like a lesser AL level, then you will want to actually fine-tune all the small mistakes that they have, or like making reduce their careless mistakes. All right. And one interesting part is that over the years, geometry has been taking up a good 20% of the paper as well. All right. And in the recent year of last year paper, they actually rise up to 29%. Okay, so which is why you want to focus a little bit more on geometry to make sure you know all the rules and regulations, all the reasonings on how to answer the questions, like your angles on a straight line adds up to 180, angles in a triangle, and your vertically opposite angles, corresponding angles, and also your alternate angles.